Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday. We are in the habit of podcasting. What other habits do we have, Catherine?
Yeah, we thought we would talk a little bit about habits. Do you have good habits like, backing up your computer regularly?
That is a good habit.
Do you have bad habits that you're trying to overcome, or do you have some bad ones that you've overcome and turned into good ones? I think my biggest success story in the habit forming front is flossing. I didn't floss for a really long time, and then I realized that my gums were in terrible shape, and it was kind of too late to fully repair the damage, but now I am a very, very dedicated flosser, and I do it
for you
very regularly. And as I said, it didn't stop me from having to have some awful gum surgery, but still, I do it regularly.
Well,
so I don't know. That's probably my success story. But
that is an impressive habit.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything that you're proud of, or that you're not proud of?
I cycle in and out of good habits. I have times when I brush and floss like clockwork, and then it falls off. Mm-hmm. Similarly, doing the treadmill, taking walks, many, many, many things. I form good habits and break them with regularity.
So you're good at having new habits, but you're just not good at
I have a habit of breaking good habits.
Yeah.
And that is not a good habit.
So what is your strategy for when you do get in the groove? Like, how do you do it?
Yeah, if I knew that, I could stick with it. I don't know. I get a bee in my bonnet that I'm going to do something. And then I do it for a little bit until it gets inconvenient, and then I completely fall off.
Until it gets inconvenient.
Or I freak. It's like if you forget once, then it's like, well, forget it. I'm not going to do it at all. Mm-hmm. I have very bad habit. I guess a bad habit. Poor follow through is my worst habit. Yeah. I have good ideas, and then I just never stick with them.
Yeah, I think it's hard to do that. Like I wanted to, I know that in terms of eating, like I eat pretty healthfully, but I eat too much. It's like a portion control thing. So there was a time when I just ate less food. Yeah. I just did it. And I wish I knew how I did it, because, I could continue doing it.
Yeah.
I always
found Weight Watchers really helpful for that, in that you're paying money for it, and so you're motivated to write everything down and pay attention to it and follow it.
Right.
And I had really good habits for that for a really long time. And then they changed their program a few times, and it stopped working for me as well as it had. And so I stopped with the thought that I will just keep doing this on my own. And then I completely didn't. Right. So being accountable is a really good way to make and keep a good habit. Mm-hmm. I'm able to give up coffee for Lent because it's Lent and because I said I was going to do it, and I will stick to it to that amount of time. And then I always think, maybe I'll just stop for good after that. But no, once the accountability is over, I slip right back into my bad habits.
Right.
Yeah. See, I'm more driven by guilt. My habits come out of guilt.
Yes. Are you able to hold on to the good habits that are guilt-driven, however?
Yes. Yes, I am, because that guilt never goes away. Who gets rid of guilt? It stays with you your entire life.
That's true. I am able to distract myself from the guilt periodically, though.
No. See, this is why I eat vegetables. Or I try to eat vegetables. I'm continuously guilted into it, because I feel like, I have to be healthy and stay alive and have a good heart. And yet I despise vegetables. I absolutely despise them.
Staying alive entails eating more vegetables. Maybe that's...
Maybe it's not worth it.
So, I'm very motivated by guilt, I think.
So now is somebody guilting you? Is it like the voice of your mother in your head, or is it you yourself providing the guilt?
It's the voice of probably reason. Knowing that, eating sugar and carbs and protein all day is probably not a good idea.
But they're so delicious.
But, yeah, no, I think I have a little bit of my mother in me. I have a little bit of general society expectations. But yeah, and especially with parenting, it was always lots of habits driven by guilt with parenting, like that nightly reading.
So here's a new business idea for us to add to our list. We will call people up who don't have anybody in their life to provide guilt, and we will guilt them.
Yeah. You are not being a good parent if you don't read to your child every night.
And see if they're paying us for it, then they will have that accountability I was talking about.
Yeah, right. It's like a personal trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can provide the guilt. Terry can provide the accountability. Catherine, what's your role?
Well, and it's funny because I was super faithful about reading with my kids and doing all the things that you're supposed to do to raise a reader. And my daughter hates reading, and she
so does she.
only will do it, when required to for school. Yeah. My son is a little better. He does read a little bit for pleasure, if you can tear him away from, Madam Secretary, his favorite TV show.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, no, my daughter uses audiobooks, Catherine. She doesn't even crack open a book.
Yeah.
She turns it up. She presses play on her iPhone.
Yeah, well, at least she's getting something.
Well, she is, yeah. But no, my habits are, they're not generally because I'm motivated to be a good person or...
Yeah. Well, parenting guilt is a big thing. I feel that all the time, but it doesn't, there were times in my life I was really, this is the story of my life. I go in and out of things. I guess. There were times when I was really dedicated to making stuff happen, and then it just gets exhausting. Yeah. And, here I am with kids in their 20s, and there's still things I should be doing for them. And I'm like, we should be done with that now. But, so it's like I try, I'm not doing stuff that I should, and I don't know if I should or shouldn't, but it's hard to know. It's never ending. But so at those times, then my personal habits all go, down the hat.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have all this other stuff I'm stressing about. Stress will make you break your good habits.
Yeah.
Give you an excuse, the all-important excuse.
Right.
So maybe I have a bad habit of being stressed. How do I break that habit?
Yeah, good luck with that.
That would be very nice. I would like that cure.
Well, have you ever worked with your kid on a habit that they wanted to deal with?
We try.
Yeah.
Not well.
Yeah, I try.
I'm sort of live and let live.
I mean, I think it has to be something they want to change, not just...
Yes.
You saying hey, you need to start a new habit. Let's do it.
That is true.
If they're not interested.
My daughter just, because she finished golf and she really hasn't had a lot of cardio exercise in her life since she quit the tennis team last year. So, and I've been trying to figure out ways to get her more active. Once again, one of those guilt-driven mom things. To get her off the couch and off her phone. And
they like that, don't they, when you tell them things like that?
Yeah, they just love it. And so, of course, anything I ever suggested just failed miserably. But yet, last month, her friend suggested that they get a gym membership. And I'm thinking, oh, great. This isn't going to work. But they regularly go to the gym together. And
that's great.
I don't know if there's a reason why they go other than to exercise because it happens to be one of the main gyms in town. So I'm sure there's a lot of people there their age. She's been going to the gym on a regular basis. So I'm actually really happy that whatever is driving her to go, she's making it a habit.
Right.
So
that is nice.
Yeah.
See, it's nice when the friends do it.
Yes.
Because if it's mom saying then it's, do you think I'm fat? Are you saying I'm fat? And then that's fraught, at least in my house, and it's like, well, I would like to not think that, so I'm telling you to do something now. Mm-hmm. But, I try to instill responsible snacking habits with the young people, and that's not appreciated, possibly because I also don't follow it myself. But still, take a cup of something instead of just eating from the box and things like that. But
yeah,
I think that's a good habit.
That is, I have troubles with eating habits of family members.
Yeah, and it's like if I say don't take a second piece of pie, am I implying that there's a problem? And I'm not. I'm just saying, as somebody who has had to be on Weight Watchers to lose weight.
Right.
One piece is good. That's delicious. I'm not saying you can't have pie, but it's fraught, especially mothers and daughters, I think, is particularly difficult in the breaking habit situation. But, my son still sucks his fingers at 24, so apparently I've not really ever been very good at that with any of them.
Yeah, the thumb habit was real hard for us to break in our house.
Yeah. We had the pacifier.
Yeah, the pacifier is easier. Because I had one of each. One kid was the thumb and one was the pacifier. And, the pacifier actually was not hard at all when the time came, it's like you say about potty training, Terry, like wait until they're ready and then it worked. But the thumb, forget it.
Yeah, well, at least with a pacifier, you can take it away.
Well, that's what I mean.
The fingers are just always there, and the thumb is just always there. And it's really, you have to make a big constant deal about it. Yeah. And I just always felt there were more important things to worry about, though I was urged often by different know-it-all professionals.
Oh, yeah. I got it from the dentist when my daughter was 3, which is, an awesome time to do anything because 3-year-olds are super reasonable. And I had just had a baby, so she just got a new sibling. And like, she really needs to stop that. Oh, yeah, you come do it. I'm not doing that now. Are you kidding me? So, I ignored that. That time. So,
wow. There's one habit I'd love for my daughter to break, and that is leaving her clothes on the floor everywhere she goes.
Oh, my gosh.
Something so simple, yet so annoying.
Yeah.
Is that even a habit, or is that just kind of like behavior that is typical?
No. Well, it's behavior that becomes a habit, I guess, if it's not stopped.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you stop stuff like that.
Mine leaves it on the floor of her room, more like. Not so much in other parts of the house, but her room. I mean, it's like you would think that she didn't have a closet or a chest of drawers. Everything is on the floor.
Yeah.
And then I need some new clothes. I'm like, what do you mean you need new clothes? You can't even handle the ones you have. Which really makes me sound like a cranky old lady.
Oh, Mom.
Which is a bad habit.
You just don't understand.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. If it's just tell her no new clothes as long as she keeps things on the floor.
Yep.
And they'll let her make the decision.
Yeah.
I don't really care. It's her stuff.
Yeah.
My daughter's pretty good about that. She's actually much neater about stuff like that than I am. She has many good habits.
And she enjoys
organization.
Doing the laundry, doesn't she?
She does, and she vacuums. And
wow.
She does many things, which is not to say that I couldn't think of things that she should stop doing, but I appreciate the good ones.
Right.
And I see many good habits she has that I do not personally possess.
I think that's a really good way to kind of wrap up this conversation is like, let's just look at the good habits they have.
Absolutely.
Because I'm sure they outweigh the bad.
For ourselves as well.
And we always focus on the bad habits, right?
We do. That's right.
So
that's right. Everybody's got some good habits.
Yeah.
Right? Surely. I do for at least like 2 or 3 days. I have recurring good habits.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
That's true.
They're not in a loop, are they?
Sometimes it seems like, I'm just reliving the same lapses of good habits over and over again. weird version of Groundhog Day.
Oh boy.